Let's go see what the smart kid has to say. Try to pound on the low side. 53, and that is a lie.
Whatever.
That fan is nice.
Whatever. You want me to get it for you?
Shut up. Good morning, guys. Well, it's a brand new day and we're starting a brand new project. We're actually going to be installing a ground level deck. Now this deck actually might be a little bit more than ground level. In fact, we had to do a lot of digging to get below the bottom of this deck so we could get the right elevation set. So we're going to show you exactly how we do this project, take you along for the ride, what lumber we use, what materials we use, what tools we use, and how we build it. Coming up next. So what are we waiting for? Let's build a ground level deck. When we're building a ground level deck is we want to get air below the deck. We don't want the deck to actually sit and be suffocated by the air underneath it, so we've got to establish an elevation. Now this is our deck elevation right here. This board is setting everything up. You can see how much we dug below it so that we could get just that little bit of breathing room established for the deck. All right, Frank, you got to tell me about your markings.
That's how many wheelbarrow loads I took out of here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
So I took out about 60, 65 loads out of here. And I'm talking big wheelbarrow. That'd be a small load right there.
And the worst part, I just got done buying 3 electric wheelbarrows.
You don't bring me one.
If I would have known, there would have been 2 up here, and I would have been here with you. Frankie, you want to walk us through what your idea is here?
Well, I'm going to run another one stringer straight out from the house out.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put a center beam here. So then we only got to put our blocking, our cement blocks, our patio blocks here and on the end.
So the stoop, we're leaving in place. Now we're going to be going right over the top of it because we have enough height from the door to the concrete. So the decking will actually rest right on top of it.
Yeah, I'll tap con it down against the house.
Okay, Frankie, here's a fun fact. Maybe I can actually teach Frankie something that he didn't know. That doesn't happen very often though, does it?
Oh yeah. What?
I think he's being nice. Now, green treated wood, when you cut it, you're supposed to condition the ends of the cut and every time you drill into it.
I mean, honestly, who's going to take the time to do it? That's how they just get out of their warranty.
That is.
That's all that is.
I was actually asked, why don't I ever build timber retaining walls? And I won't build a timber retaining wall because timbers have a lifetime warranty, but when you look at the fine details in print, the warranty is null and void if you cut the timber or if you put a spike into the timber. So how are you supposed to use them? You're supposed to just hope gravity holds them in place? I don't know. I don't get it.
That's just a warranty thing. That's all.
That is a warranty thing.
They can't be sued.
So they're protecting their own butt. So Frankie, we've got a double frame around the outside. Again, when I say again, we've done this in other videos. In case you haven't seen another video, this is how Frankie makes his ends. Instead of just having them butt, 2 ends butt up, he overlaps them like that. Gives them better strength.
Yep.
So if you want to see a finished end over here, you can actually see exactly how he does that. Now the exterior always has to be double framed. So everything gets a joist hanger on this run.
Yeah, on both sides.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so when you're hanging your joists, you got to make sure that everything matches up. We want to make sure that our boards or joists are actually not crooked, so we actually mark a square line all the way around them. So once we know we're set, then we can put the joist hanger in place. Now it gets to be a little tricky if you're working by yourself to get your wood in place, to get your joist hanger up, and then to get it screwed in place and to keep everything stable. Because you just don't have 3 hands. So one of the tricks that seems to work pretty good is you take your joist hanger and just give it a little bit of a squeeze. Then when you pop it up, it'll stay without you having to screw around with it. So, hey Frankie,
Yeah?
we're picture framing this deck because we're using composite wood. Can you actually build one of these decks without picture framing them?
I don't see why not. If you ain't scared of looking at your ends.
So what Frankie's actually talking about is when you're working with composite, so you got a finished side here, but look at the end. The end is not finished the same as the top. And so the only way to hide that is by picture framing it down here. So you can see by bringing these two together, then we run our boards into it, you can never see any exposed sides. So there's actually, with using composite, there's a few more steps involved because picture framing takes longer. So if you're in a rush to get your deck done, I wouldn't say that this is the way to go. But if you're not in a rush, if you want to use good material, then you'd use this stuff. I mean, because this is the best stuff I've ever felt for your feet, period, hands down.
Now here's a question. Doesn't just using moisture shield, because you have to hide the screws, add a little bit of time?
No, it adds a lot of time. That's part of it. That's a great question, Xander. So if you see what Frankie's doing there, you see these clips that he's got going on? These clips? So he can screw the first holes, and then we can hide that with a heat gun. So that takes time.
This goes tight. Then we put we face nail the front of it.
Okay.
And then we start our clips from here back.
Okay, so then our clips go in place and everything else gets clipped and not nailed. I think the initial cost and the extra time is offset by no maintenance after the fact. You can't span that whole thing. You can't just run your joists, your single joist all the way across. We're using a double joist. As a ground level deck, we've got the center joist supported by blocks. We're not digging footings in because we don't need to where we're at. We just don't need to do that on this deck. But then we're actually using moisture shield product as part of the blocking. All right, so Xander, you had a great question. How do you do this? Because we're actually below grade. We're actually going to be building a wall right here. I think we're going to use railroad ties, aren't we, Frankie?
Yep.
But I don't want to see them, so we're actually going to top it with moisture with moisture shield, because that'll blend into the decking, and it'll also help it from rotting. So this is the foundation of a house. The sill plate is actually anchored into the concrete. So here's one. So it's drilled in, and then this is actually anchored into the actual concrete. And that's a special anchor bolt. Are we rolling?
Yeah.
You want to back up? I have no clue when Xander's rolling or not, but he's a dang good cameraman, you guys. Xander, show yourself on the camera. You may see him once in a while. All right, guys, we're going to put in a clip. I'm going to show you the fast and easy way. We're also going to show you how not to put in a clip because it's easy to get it screwed up. So all you simply do is you slide the clip in, push it all the way forward. Once you get it in place, that's it. That's how these connect in. Every single joist, run them down. Well, you see he's got where the splice, where the two boards come together.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that quite right, so that's got to be tapped in so that otherwise it's going to throw everything else off. If we don't fix this now,
it's going to be a bigger
this board's going to, and if this was a big deck, it would be a big issue. So we're going to do it right. We might as well tap that in.
Yeah.
And then we can secure that board. But one thing we're doing while we're securing the boards, we start at one end, get that secured, get it set, and then tap the rest of it in, because it's not just gonna slide in and magically just set perfectly for you. All right, guys, instead of trying to describe how to set a board after we have all the clips in place, we're just gonna show you. So we get it butted up tight here. We get one end set. If you're gonna pound on the board, don't pound where you're gonna clip it. Try to pound on the low side and the back side. Better yet, use a brace. Basically, you get one end set. So this is the right joint spacing. I'm looking at the clip right there. I can see it. Lift up. I'm gonna get this one set. And then Xander will get his end set. If I tap here before he's set, I'm just gonna knock his stuff out of whack. So we'll let him get set and then we'll tap everything in place. So it can definitely be a two-man job. All right, so you can see we kind of got this weird wiggle in it. We'll fix that. That can get fixed just by tightening it up. And I'm gonna do the Frankie trick where I angle the screw heads in. I don't go straight up and down. I'm gonna angle them into the clip. That'll also tighten them up as much as I can get them to tighten up. Hold on, smart kid.
I'm a smart kid now. On this joist, we have two boards butting up against each other.
Yep.
Resting the weight of the end of the boards on the joist. So we don't want to put a clip in on the end, or else then you'd have to slide the next board into that clip, or have to clip it twice or not have a clip on that board.
So you put the clips, you put both boards in.
And then you clip it.
You clip both boards at the same time.
Yeah.
That was a good point.
Now it's time you gotta be really careful, because there ain't much now at all.
Don't even let it rest on it. Yep. It isn't much of a piece.
Put on.
We figured we were pretty level, but we're not. Actually, when you come from this board to this board, there's just this ever slight rise right here. Okay? And it's just too much, too noticeable, too soon. So we're gonna pop this board out, and then we're gonna take a grinder and we're gonna grind this concrete off, because here's our framing. We're just gonna grind this concrete off so that we got a better transition up. We're not gonna grind this entire pad. We're just gonna grind the transition joint so it's just not a toe stubber. One step forward, two steps back sometimes. Hey Xander,
Yeah?
touch this. How is it?
A little warm, not hot. Not like I'd expect it to be for just...
That's a Makita grinding wheel and a Makita grinder, and what happens is actually the hot part of the wheel is cut off. It's leaving the cold part behind, so instead of the wheel heating up, the material heats up. That technology's been around for a long time, but it's still kind of cool, isn't it?
really cool.
Yeah. All right, Xander and I are coming to our last board.
Yeah.
And it comes up to the door. Which one are you taking off?
Probably this one here. I'll have to put a split or cut in it and take it out.
Why wouldn't you just cut a sliver board for right here?
Because there's a belly in this board.
Oh, there's a belly
In this
in
board.
this board.
So I'll just recut it. Yeah, you guys can set this one.
This board right here will get finishing screws, because if we put clips, we couldn't set
Well,
the
yeah,
next board
right.
very well, and the last board. So, all right. Frankie's face screw in it, but that's okay, because then we can use the heat gun and we can get rid of those. Every third one, Frankie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the other side of this. That is nice. Now this is the piece that we cut down to fit the last piece in the door. And what are you using to shape to get knock the shavings off, Frankie?
Just a planer.
Just a hand planer?
Yeah. I can kind of bullnose it a little bit, you know.
Yep. So that piece goes right in here. Okay, so we got the spacers in here. So the detail work that's left is just Tapcon, because there's concrete below this. So we got to secure these in place.
You know, I got to put the shim here just to push it over a little bit, and then to get this one lined up.
Okay.
And then that's about it. And then go around the outside.
Then we'll touch up this stuff here. And what are we going to do with this shower?
Turn it on. Wash the deck a little bit.
So we got to build a surround around this. All right, guys. Well, we have a lot more projects going on here. We tore that whole roof off. That took us about, what, 3 hours, Xander?
Something like that.
Yeah. So we got a lot done today. But hope this video's helped you guys out to learn how to install your very own ground level deck. We're going to be doing a little bit of touch-up work, building a wall on the outside of this thing yet, but you see the basic structure, how it goes in with this Moisture Shield product, how to picture frame everything. Hope this video's helped you out. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else you'd like to see, and I'll see if I can do it for you. God bless. Go get it.